Welcome to the Marvin Pierce Dog Teacher Podcast, where we discuss various dog training topics to help you become the best leader for your dog. Marvin Pierce has over 20 years of experience with obedience training for dogs located in the Sherwood, Oregon area. Offering private lessons and group clinics, the dog teacher has been able to change the lives of dog owners by helping them develop and maintain an obedient dog. For more information, contact us at marvinpiercedogteacher.com.
Hello, Marvin Pierce, Marvin Pierce Dog Teacher. Wife's already over there making weird faces at me and shit, like I'm doing something wrong. Or she's gonna do something
Am I
wrong.
making weird faces?
You were, you're not now.
I'm just looking.
So, we're gonna talk dogs again tonight, and people,
And dinosaurs.
and dinosaurs. Really? Dinosaurs. Why don't we talk about Bigfoot? He's cooler than dinosaurs. We're gonna have Bigfoot faces.
Is there a difference between Bigfoot and dinosaurs?
Bigfoot is cool. You know,
Do you know him?
This is Jody. Well, yeah, everybody around here knows him. We see him all the time. I was going to, but I was afraid I'd get in trouble. I was going to buy a Bigfoot suit, and I was going to have Josh wear it through the woods, and we was going to video it and put tracks up there and have people come check it out. But I was afraid it'd be like 5,000 people show up. You know, denial is a terrible thing with anything.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what it is. Whether you didn't, like me, I try to be in denial about how much I like food, but I just can't because I love food.
The most damage that denial does is to the person in denial.
It is.
Yeah.
And sometimes for me it's really hard. It's really hard for me to see somebody with a dog that's in denial.
Yeah.
And I know how easy it would be to fix the dog.
Especially someone that could win. Yeah.
Huh?
Especially someone that you know if they
Yeah.
didn't have the denial, they'd be
They could
good.
win.
Yeah.
And I see people, and me, I've got a bad saying here with people sometimes. It's either like, you know, you're either in to win or you're out.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason to take people's money if they're just not
No.
going to do it.
Yeah, you can't.
And it's hard. It's hard to
half-ass it.
decide that. But, you know, the bad thing is for me is I've seen some people that I've thought over the years that would just never change end up being the coolest.
Yep. I agree with that.
Because once
Yeah.
they realize it and they understand it, they can do it.
And it's life-changing for them
It is.
because they realize how much of a growth they had when letting go of that denial.
Yes. And for me, it's almost like sometimes I talk about the dogs all the time. Once the dogs have a leader, the dogs are like, life's easy.
For real.
And I feel sometimes once the owner becomes the leader, the owner's like, I
Yeah.
got a cool dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I don't got to worry about my dog. He's
Yeah.
cool. And so it does. It changes life for everybody, and
Yeah.
dogs too, and family and friends. You know, there's nothing worse, I guess, than somebody, well, I won't let my dog play with your dog. I'm like, no, you're sitting there playing with my dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't mind.
Yeah.
He misbehaves. He's
Yeah.
going to teach my dog bad habits.
Yeah.
So we can't allow it.
And that's really hard for people telling other people to follow their rules with their dog.
Yes.
They're
it's not for
afraid
me.
they're going to hurt people's feelings. Not you, but you're
Right.
good at that stuff. Yeah.
I'm really nice. I always try to be nice. I don't
Yeah.
want to be rude or I don't want to be a jerk or cocky.
You're honest.
I just want people to understand how big a deal it is for them when they spend all their money or whatever money or pick up soda cans or bottles or whatever
Hmm.
to get help to fix their dog and they succeed. There's no reason for them in my world to feel bad for their friend's dog who's not good and let their cool dog go back in that environment and become bad.
Yep.
You know, help those people fix their dogs or whatever. And we get dogs here. I mean, we get people's neighbors bring their dogs here because they want us to fix their dogs so the two dogs play together.
Yep.
And that's cool.
Yep.
You know, then you don't have to go to the dog park. If you got a yard, you know, you don't have to go to the dog park. Or if you do our whole programs, you can go down to Shampoo Park or anywhere, really. I mean, you can pull over out here in the field and let your dog play.
Yep.
I used to see people do it down in town all the time, but I think they kind of outlawed that one field. Excuse me, I don't see all the dogs playing here no more. But I think they run them off. They had them posted at one time, but I'm not sure somebody didn't take signs. But it's just hard for me, you know. It's hard for me to see somebody with a dog who would bite a kid
Hmm.
or an elderly person who can't really defend themselves anymore. And you have that dog in your house, just like you, if you have that dog in your, let's say Scout.
Hmm.
if you knew he was a danger to people and you put him in that situation to where he could bite somebody,
Mm-hmm.
it's your fault.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom line.
Yep.
Now, if he bites you, it's still your fault.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but if he bites some little kid, it's your fault. It ain't the little kid's fault.
Yep.
It's your fault.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so people have a hard time sometimes accepting that.
Yeah.
Or they're like, oh, my dog would never bite me, or my dog would never bite my kid. No. If they're not stable, they can bite anybody.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
for me, you know, I see people talk about, well, you can't correct your dog with a slap or a pinch collar or e-collar or prong collars or a harness or whatever. If he's been bad, here recently I've read about that. For me, I feel that that is a time to correct your dog, to let them know they're wrong, but only if your dog understands correction.
Correct. Yeah.
Now, if you've got a dog that's never been corrected, he slept on the couch and in the bed all his life and ate cheeseburgers off the table or whatever, you know, and one day you slap that dog with a leash or pinch him real hard with a pinch collar or whatever, or pull on him with a harness, doesn't matter what it is, he might bite you
Yeah.
because nobody's ever corrected him. And so for him, it's like, hey, I'm defending myself.
Yeah.
Where if you tell that dog that he is going to get corrected if he's wrong, and his correction is going to depend on how wrong he was and what he did, as to what kind of correction he's going to get.
Yeah.
They'll learn.
Yeah.
Today out on the playground, I was doing a lesson, and Roxy and Mario, they just got, I don't even know why, they got tumbling one another in the field. And they came over there, and one of them laid right on my left side, and one laid right behind me, and Bear was already laying behind me. And the people are like, really? I'm like, well, I saw them quit. They're like, well, you didn't say nothing. I said, I did. I said,
Yeah.
And they knew that they needed to
And that
quit
means something.
what they were doing.
Yeah.
And the reason it meant something to them because they have had a consequences.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just throw a rock at them or a stick or something.
And they understand the
And
consequences.
don't hit them, you know.
Yep.
But it's just the idea that you use the pinch collar, e-collar. Heck, I don't even know when the last time I put an e-collar on them, Roxy or Mario or Bear. I take them out every day and use them, but I just hadn't been putting them on. Partially because I'm lazy, and partially because I know they're going to be back. That's big delivery.
Mm-hmm.
So, we got any questions, Brett?
Not yet. Kay Compton said the audio and visuals are really good, though, so that's good.
Who did?
Kay. Thanks,
Did
Kay.
you pay her? If you did, the truth will come out. Thanks, Kay. But no, for me, I'm hoping that I hadn't talked to Brett about it yet, but we do the podcast thing, and I don't know nothing about it. All I know is enough to get myself in trouble, but I'm hoping maybe within the next week we get a decent weather one day or something, and Brett's got time, and Bianca. We're going to try to do a live shoot on Dog Training Day.
Oh, awesome.
We'll do some kind of live feed.
Yeah.
Well, it don't have to be live feed because we just video it, right, and then you throw it on podcast.
Yeah.
Or Facebook
Yeah.
or wherever.
Yeah.
But that way we don't have to have all this. We can just actually video it, and then you can just,
Yeah.
whatever you do
Yeah.
to ship it over there.
Yeah.
I think that'd be kind of fun.
It would be.
We got a really cool dog now, Milo.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do barrel training, and I want to start our barrel training video.
Mm-hmm.
2010 or whatever I called it. 2001, I think, or something. Anyway, I want to try to start that video. And when we start it, we're going to do it live because he's going to be a turd. You know, I got his first lesson tomorrow, I think, and I'm not going to do barrel work with him because he's still popping his teeth really bad. He's really nervous. I think he'll lose his mind tomorrow. And that
With the
with
zoners.
his owners.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do it with him. And then I want to do a video on a treadmill. Teach people how to run dog on a treadmill because we got a dog here today for a lesson, and the people was talking about. The guy was talking about he just don't want to go out in the rain, you know, and I don't blame him. I mean, we do it all the time, but I understand people not wanting to take their dog for a walk in the rain. But like I told him, we're getting on a treadmill, run him a mile or two, you know, whatever he needs. And these young dogs, 4, 5, 6 months old, they don't need much.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I couldn't even drink a cup of coffee by the time they'd be done. And let them go take a nap, you know, run them again later. I mean, whatever, just keep them some exercise, keep your brain working, keep it moving. So I'm going to try to do a video on that. And then I'd like to try to do a video on, what's that dog?
Fezzy.
Fezzy. They're supposed to be on here tonight watching. They want to hear us say something good about their dog, but it's really hard. No, he's cool. But I'd like to do a little video on him of some kind about brushing a dog that don't
Oh,
want to
yeah.
be brushed.
Yep.
Because he was really mouthy. I mean, he was one day out there on the playground, I think it was, he had my whole fist in his mouth for I don't even know why he decided to do it. And yesterday or day before, he jumped in my arms. I don't know who taught him that trick, but that was a very good trick.
Wasn't me.
And so we're going to try to do a video with him on brushing him, because me and Mariah's been brushing on him, and he's doing pretty good. But you just got to be on guard because he still will put his mouth on you.
He's a lot better though.
He is. He's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, now you can brush his back and his sides, and you don't got to worry, and his ears and his head, and you don't have to worry about that. But now when you go to brushing on his legs, you don't like that.
Yeah.
Well, he never has liked it, but he don't mind as bad as he did, but he still doesn't like it. And the hard thing is for dogs like that, and even Mariah asked me yesterday about it. How do you know when to quit and when not? How to when to keep going and when to quit. And for me, it's just some of those things are just experience. You just do it, and you read them. And for me, I always tell people here, we got nothing to prove to no one.
Mm-hmm.
We just want to make good dogs and cool owners for the dogs. But like with Fred, for me, I brush on him, and like I told Mariah, whenever you can see he's starting to try to get to you with his mouth, not now for brushing his legs, then I just quit and I go back to brushing his. I'll stay for a second or two and hold his head just so he don't win, but then I'll just go to brushing his back or his head or something that he enjoys. Then I'll go back to the legs again. But we'll try to do a little video on that this week and show people what I feel the difference with these dogs whenever they're handled the way I like to handle him.
Mm-hmm.
When he got here, if you tried to brush him like I do now, it would not have been a good deal.
No.
But I don't even know how many times we brushed him. Me and Mariah, majority of the time, I think once or twice I just brushed him a little bit by myself. But normally I have Mariah there to help me and watch me. But it's really fun to see the difference with him now. He's out with, I think it's 21 dogs, yesterday, 22 dogs I had him out with. And he's cool. He never had no issues at all. He'll play for a while, and then he'll go lay down. He'll come over and lay down by me or sit down by me or whatever. But he don't have no issues with no dogs. I think he likes every dog on the playground.
Yeah.
And so it's just fun to see him, what I call get to be a dog now, and he gets acted like a dog, and we treat him like a dog. So I'm super excited for his owners. I think they're going to end up with a great dog. So, Brett?
You just got Sherry on here right now. She's Sherry, the owner of Fezzig, I think.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, she's on here just saying, good, yes, please, Fezzig the Beast.
That's getting cool.
He is getting cool.
She said he needs to be groomed, and then he loves the pups. He loves the pups.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of hair.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Do they ever groom him?
She's saying he needs to get groomed.
We got a groomer girl here. Mariah might have to put him in a swimming pool though. I don't know if he'll fit in our bathing.
Or the ocean.
Take his saltwater bath. But no, he is doing good. I'm happy with his progress and the way he's with everybody now. I mean, he don't drag me down on the leash.
Me either.
Yeah, he'll still pull on once in a while, but it's not enough to worry about. We got a recall on him pretty decent now.
She said thumbs up.
Oh, cool. The next day or two, we'll probably take him up on the playground or something. So, Bianca,
Yes.
what do you got to talk about tonight since we don't got no place?
Well, I always have a lot of things
What's
to
been the
talk
funnest
about.
thing besides your new car?
Being able to work that little dog without you holding my hand.
What dog? Tommy?
No.
Not that brave.
That little one, the one that was like 6 pounds, that has
And he's
bit the
coming back?
owners. Yeah, he comes back Friday at 10:30.
Yeah, I've got to watch this.
Yeah.
As long as I don't make you nervous. And it is fun. And I was talking to the people with the healer today about that with you and watching you grow with your training and your confidence. And always for me, it doesn't matter who it is here working with me. I don't ever want nobody to push themselves past confidence.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like everybody who works here knows that. There's no pressure from anybody here that says we
I don't
have to
pressure
do
you.
something.
You don't pressure nobody. Nobody pressures like Jocelyn, Mariah. Mariah don't pressure Jocelyn to do what she does. It's just not. It's do what you're comfortable. If you're not comfortable, don't do it. And if you see somebody you think's not comfortable,
Yep.
stop them.
Yep.
Don't let them be like in the middle of something.
And I feel really passionate about what you talk about with, like, any dog here. If there's something that's going wrong, I feel like not only you always make sure your employees are safe,
Yes.
but you also always make sure the dog is being advocated for. So if we're doing something that could make the dog less comfortable, even if it's not a major deal, you will point that out and help us make sure the dog is having a good experience while we're training
that's one
on
of the
him.
things I told you when you started here is we're always looking out for the dog because the dog can't say something.
Yeah.
It can to me, but and
Yeah.
it does you pretty well
Yeah.
now too. But the dog can't say, "Hey, I don't like this. It's
Yeah.
not right."
Yeah.
Where you or I can,
Yeah.
or Mariah or Joshua
Yeah.
or Carrie or whoever.
Yeah.
When we can say, "Hey, we don't feel comfortable with this dog or whatever,"
Yeah.
so we can do something different. But
Yeah.
the dogs can't feel. They can't be like, "Hey, I don't feel comfortable with this
Yeah.
person." And like that white dog Reggie is night out there in the playground, it came over and laid down by me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that lady's like, "Ah, look at that dog." And I haven't known enough. I work with that dog.
I don't think so. I think you were in surgery.
Yeah, so it's just a matter that that dog felt comfortable
Yeah.
with me.
Yeah.
But I don't care.
Yeah.
I wasn't in lesson anyway. Kay was.
Yeah.
And the thing is, for me, is Kay done a super nice job with that dog, and the owner. And the owner's hard. And I told the owner that. You know, she's just terrible. I mean, she's got a baby, not a dog, and she's trying really hard to adapt to having a dog. And
Yeah.
it's hard on her, and it is hard on a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, and it amazes me. We get 300-pound Hulk Hogan-looking guys in here, and
They're the worst ones.
They are. The dog's a little baby.
And you can tell because all of our dogs flock to them not for security but for attention.
Yeah, they are.
They can tell they'll
Every
get pet
day.
6 times and maybe some cookies out of their back pocket.
And the lady came in yesterday with treats in her pocket, and old Sully told on her.
Dogs are pretty good at that.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
you got treats in your pocket? Yeah. So Sully said you did, so I don't lie.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it is fun for me to see the change in the people and the dogs, and like the little brown dog that don't like you so much, Tobin. His people are so happy with him because
She is a lot nicer. I mean,
She
she's
is.
a different
Hold on.
dog. Yeah. Yeah.
She's a fun dog.
Yeah.
She ran Central Station here tonight.
I know.
But she's really a fun dog, and everybody here gets along with
She
her
is.
well, except you. You don't quite. She's not your favorite dog yet.
She's not my best friend yet.
She's winning you over slowly. But, for those people, they had already accepted the fact that they couldn't have another dog because that dog's too mean.
Yeah.
And now they're going to get another dog.
Yeah.
And I told them, just get help with it. Don't get another dog and
Yeah.
go home and let one dog or the other dog try to be the boss. You can take that dog's home and you can be the boss, and you don't have to worry about your dogs.
Yeah.
So it's fun to see them, for me, how much confidence the owners have now in themselves and their dog because
Yeah.
they see it. We go out in the woods. I think yesterday I had 3 dogs with him or whatever day it was we done lesson. And Tobin, he's not as needy as the other dogs, which surprised me. He'll get 200 feet from you and you have to call him and come back.
Yeah.
I'm not sure she's going to stop or keep on hunting
Yep.
squirrels.
Yeah.
But when they call her, she came right to them, so it makes it a lot of fun. So, Brad, we got any questions?
Yes, you do. Sherry said, the amazing crew at Newburgh Vet says that about you. You always advocate for the dogs. That's
We
what
do.
Sherry
That's
says.
cool. That's a vet says that.
Yep, that's cool.
Sherry asked, how's the knee doing?
Good. Getting around on it good now. It's been almost 12 weeks.
Cool.
Walk way too much.
Sherry says, talk about your thoughts on treats and positive reinforcement.
You know, I feel like we use a lot
noticed you stepped right in the middle of
positive reinforcement. Well, I was talking about this with the guys at the dealership today because they were talking about like positive training. We do positive training. It's all about being positive. It's just that there's
For me-
also rules, which the dogs love.
For me,
Rules
I
are
feel
positive.
The biggest thing I feel with treats are treat training is the fact that we get people here. We've had 2 people within a week that had 5 different kinds of treats for their dogs.
The one person.
No, 2 different people did.
Oh, okay.
And they had fed 5 different kinds of treats. I don't even know why. Normally it comes in 3, but this time it's only been 2. But their dog got to where they didn't want this treat because it wasn't worth it, so they had to get a better treat. And that treat wasn't worth it, they had to get a better treat. And they had to get another flavored whatever anyway, 5 treats.
It escalates to like boiling chicken.
For me, I have seen dogs in my round pen that thought about biting me. And if I can get them that quick to do something, I can say, good boy or good girl, they're like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
Because they love it. And to
Yeah.
me, that is positive reinforcement on my training.
Yep.
If I tell my dogs are good, they know I'm not lying.
Yep.
I'm not going to tell them they're good for not being good.
Yep.
And some people I see, they tell their dog, good boy, and they just pee on their leg or, drag them on a leash or put their mouth on them or whatever. And the people are just wanting to tell their dog they're being good. And to me, you're lying to your dog.
Mm-hmm.
It's no
And
no different
confusing
than
them.
doing a bad flavored treat.
Yeah.
If I tell my dog he's good, he understands that he did something right because I started him with a pinch collar and a leash or a choke rope,
Mm-hmm.
whatever I'm using that day. But he understands that you're not good, and good means you're good.
Yeah.
They want to try to be good.
Yeah.
And so for me, I feel that is positive reinforcement on my training because
I
I tell
agree.
my dog they're good, and I'll
Yeah.
pet my dog too. Sometimes depending on how short the dog is, if her little ankle biter, I might not bend down and pet them quite as much as I will a tall dog, but they understand that they're short and it ain't their fault. So I just feel that people, and I know, and I told people today, and I told people yesterday, if everybody done just what I said, I'd have to go build a fence again.
Yeah.
So we don't want all of you to follow my rules because we need dogs to work with. But when you go buy a puppy and you establish the leadership, that pup will accept it. If you don't, then that pup will be insecure. And insecure dogs get you in trouble. You can see, for me, I can see insecure dogs because they're staring at mommy, daddy. They're staring. They're standing there shaking, quivering. They can't take their eyes off of them. They just got to have them in their life. Normally, that dog's insecure.
Mm-hmm.
My 3 dogs, Roxy, Maury, and Bear, they love me, I think. They're my buddies, but they don't need to lay there and stare at me or sit there and stare at me.
No.
Or every time I sneeze or move, they don't need to be there to see what I did.
Yeah.
They don't even wake up. I mean, they just keep on laying there sunbathing or whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
So I feel that that's the worst thing for people, is they misunderstand consequences
Yeah.
for bad behavior.
Yeah.
Or, for me, I tell people when they bring their dog here, we have no gray area. We got black and white. I make gray area, or I let gray area be established. So that's why that for me, not always, but the majority of the time, people bring me a problem dog. Like the little dog today, I had him sitting by my foot in 3 minutes. And he was happy to be sitting there. Just because he's like, shit, I don't gotta worry about nothing now.
Yeah.
And that's what makes a difference with these dogs. If you try to love your dog, you try to win your dog over with treats and cookies and burgers, you're probably going to go backwards.
Yeah.
And the majority of the dogs that we get here have been treat trained, and for whatever reason it didn't work. They ran out of treats or got tired of buying treats, or dog didn't like the flavor treat, whatever the case may be. Not saying treats don't work. I'm sure they work for dogs. I've never treat trained, so I don't know. I don't know. It's like people tell me, when you really mess up a dog and spoil it rotten. No, I don't know. Never done it.
I feel like with treat training, even the stuff that does work, what I missed was that the dog did not look to me. It looked at the food.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
I get accused of that. Yeah, I'm treat trained, I guess, to a degree. It worked pretty good for me, though. Jody can tell me, hey, you want that pineapple upside down cake? You need that. I'll get on it. But no, it is true, though, with treat training. And like I said, I don't knock it because there's a lot of people do it. I mean, there's treat trainers on every street corner, I think.
Yeah.
And I think it works to a degree. My whole thing is, when I started Marvin Pierce Dog Teacher, I hung my shingle up like 3 years ago. I got shirts out the other day that I wore 5 or 6 or 7 years ago, and California has Marvin Pierce Dog Teacher on it. So the business itself I've had for years.
Right.
I just never hung a shingle up and started a business as Marvin Pierce Dog Teacher. But the thing is, for me, when I started that business, my main goal was off-leash dogs.
Yeah.
To be able to go play on the beach or go trail riding with your horse through the mountains or go running up in the hills or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, stop on the side of the road on a trip
Yeah.
and let your dog out and let him go swimming in the
Yeah.
lake. That was my goal, was to have that kind of dog, and I feel
Yeah.
we've succeeded in that.
Yeah.
We have a lot of dogs out there. And I feel a lot of those dogs is because of us, me and you and Dari and Kay and Linda, Nancy,
Yeah.
Suzanne, you know, now Chris, Lana's helping us, Mariah, Jocelyn,
Yeah.
you know, so we got a lot of people, and then the ones I didn't name, just remind me and I'll name them, don't go wrong with me.
And
But
the off-leash dogs are not off-leash with some insecurities. It's like we all feel so good that our dogs are safe
yes.
and will come back to us. We're not like,
And if you open a car door, they're not going to bail them out.
no, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think I said the other night on our test run on Facebook, how proud I was of you and Suzanne with Bodie and Scout.
That was fun.
And Sherwood, I mean, that was a test.
Yeah.
And both of you succeeded with flying colors. And fun thing for me is with both of you and Suzanne, I see no doubt.
Yeah.
You just took your leash off.
Yeah.
And, okay, I'm good. And
Yeah.
you didn't stare down your dogs and make sure they
Yeah.
were right there, you know.
But you've helped us eliminate that.
Yes, and that's
That was
what
hurting
I
our
always
confidence.
said is just
Yeah.
build the confidence. And you know, for me, if people need the confidence, they can borrow some of mine. I think I have plenty. You know, I mean, I do a lot of stupid shit with dogs that people are like, "Why?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I think it'll work. I've done it before." You know, and the dogs most of the time they tell me, like with you and Milo when he was popping his teeth at you so hard the other day. It was time to figure out how to get out of that.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yeah.
he was way too nervous.
Yeah.
But it was better when we quit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
He popped his teeth with me today, I think, because I put a pinch collar on him this morning. And man, he came out of the kennel just popping his teeth. You hear him across the kennels.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because he's nervous. But I took him out with a pack of dogs, and he's like, "Okay, I'm good. I'll go
Yeah.
play." And then I petted him a few times out there on the playground. And he came to me, and I petted on him and stuff. And it's just to show him that life's okay. But
Yeah.
you're here with a pack
Yeah.
of dogs now. You're not being treated
Yeah.
like a human. You're treated like a dog.
Yeah.
So he starts accepting that.
Yeah.
I feel that's one of the things that people really don't understand about dogs. Is they make a problem dog, ever how, and then they want to fix it. For me, the majority of the time I feel, and I tell people, I feel the main way to fix that is to put them with a pack of stable dogs
Yeah.
with a leader,
Yeah.
and they'll start changing. Now, I'm not saying go throw Fluffy out with a pack of dogs and get Fluffy killed.
No.
I'm talking about with a trainer that knows what they're doing. And
Taking the right steps beforehand.
Yes, and that's the thing for us. We don't never just bring a dog in here that's our problem dog and put him out with a pack of dogs. We always work with them to whatever degree, and normally we test them with Mari and Roxy,
Mm-hmm.
and then sometimes Bear. It depends.
And we kind of test them before that, where we have a dog that's out, but it's over there, and
Yes.
we see how the dog handles that before we even put them with dogs.
Yes, and you just gotta, you can't bring these unstable dogs in and throw them out with dogs. And especially if you have a person that isn't confident in the area. Brett, you got more questions?
Yep. Candy says my dog, 9 months old, grabs my 12-year-old dog collar and pulls him. What can I do to stop her? I take his collar off so she doesn't do this. I know she's playing. It is annoying. We come to see you Saturday and we're excited.
They're coming Saturday?
Yep.
For me, Mari and Roxy's the worst. Roxy will steal collars off a dog if
Yes.
they're not put on correctly. She's been known to steal cell phones, eat sticks, but if you notice lately, she ain't been chewing on dog collars much.
No, she hasn't.
Me and her had talked to you about it.
Yep.
And so the thing is for me is it goes back to they're playing.
They
But
are.
in my world, they're playing a game that,
Yeah.
and I mean, I don't mind Mari and Roxy chewing on collars a little bit,
Yeah, but like that lady that I helped that dog on North Valley, the dog that the other dog chewed the collar was $1,000 collar.
Yeah, but we can't afford $1,000 collars, so.
Well, it was like part of their invisible fence, though. It's like you can
But for
fix
me,
that.
it goes back to they can't do it.
Yeah.
It's no different than they can't
Yeah.
jump on me,
Yeah.
can't pee on my truck tires.
Yeah.
They can't put their mouth on me,
Yeah.
can't eat my dog's collar. I mean, you just make rules.
Yeah.
And you learn to enforce the rules. And for me, it's like simple. No.
Yeah.
No, you cannot ever jump on me. No, you cannot put your teeth on me. No, you cannot pee on my truck tires. No, you cannot eat the collar off my dog. whatever you choose to make that command. But if you make a command no, means you can't ever do it. A lot of times it'll change.
Yep.
But
But you can't just say no and expect them to understand
you
without a
can.
consequence.
But for me, I think one of the bigger things is, and I showed somebody that today in a lesson. I pick on y'all probably about chewing bubble gum, walking at the same time.
All the time.
I don't know that bad, but I do it. For me, if I'm training my dog, and let's say I've got my dog doing really good at sitting by my foot,
Mm-hmm.
like today, that's what happened. My dog's doing so good, and then me and you, we get to talking about fishing, who caught the first fish or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then the first thing you would be like, well, I caught the biggest fish. And then I'll be like, yeah, but who caught it? And then my dog walks off.
Yep. Yep.
All my training I put into
Yeah.
teaching that dog
Yeah.
just went fishing
Yep.
because I'm not
Yeah.
stopping it right now. And that's what happened today. The lady's
Yeah.
working really hard on getting the dog to behave. And then she got talking really serious with Kay,
Yeah.
and her dog walked 10 feet. And
Yeah.
the lady didn't even know her dog moved.
Yeah.
I'm like,
We could be
dog-
talking to people about dogs pulling on a leash and their dog is at the end of their
Dragging
leash
around.
while we're talking to them about it. Yeah.
So for me, that's why I go back to chewing bubble gum and talking at the same time.
Multitasking.
Yes, I don't like to be that polite. I just say chewing bubble gum. I can say that. Used to be chewing bubble gum and ride a bike at the same time. That's really dangerous, so I just put it down and walking now. So it's not as bad a wreck. But for the collar train, I feel that majority of the dogs that come here do not understand that no means no.
Yeah.
They just don't.
No.
No means no on Monday, but it don't mean no on Friday night after I had 6 beers.
And they probably hear the word no all the
Yeah.
time,
And it
over
means
and
nothing.
over and over.
I tell people when I was a little kid, my dad was sitting at a table one night. My dad said, "Shut up," and I thought he said, "Speak up." Bike came down on the floor. Only time he ever slapped me, and never need to no more. I cleaned my ears out really well. He said, "Shut up," and I shut up. So I'm not saying you got to backhand your dog out on the floor, but
Disclaimers.
if there's never a consequences or a word that is disciplinary
Yeah.
word, then the disciplinary word is not a disciplinary word.
Yeah,
Hope I said that right.
you did.
And that's, for me, I tell people all the time. When they bring a dog here normally, if they're real leash pullers, they come in round pen. A lot of times I'll either put a pinch collar on them, sometimes that little choke rope thing. Slip leash, I guess they call it, be professional. I'll put that on it, and I don't even talk to the people. And a lot of times they're like, "Why is my dog sitting by your foot?" Because I asked him to.
Yeah.
Well, you never said nothing. It doesn't do no good.
Yeah.
Y'all done said it all, and it don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
So then I can start putting that means you're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
When they touch the end of my leash, I can correct them a little bit. And then whenever they're being good, I have slack on my leash, I can start telling them they're good. We just skipped all the gray area. We went black and white. Simple.
Yeah.
And they understand that. But the dogs that get here, you know, like today, somebody told her dog, "No, I don't want you to jump on me no more." Like, really? How's that working? Don't.
Mm-mm.
No, don't.
No.
Dog don't understand it. Where if you just said no and tap him or whatever, but then call him back to you and pet him. When he's behaved, he will learn to behave to come to you so he can be petted.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
Yeah, Mariah asked a really good question. She said
Who
a
did?
lot of
Mariah.
She said a lot of people see kenneling their dog as a bad thing. Can you
Oh,
explain
yeah.
the positives of kenneling your dog?
We talked about that today.
We
I've
did.
talked about it a lot more. I don't know. I never talked about it a whole lot for a couple of years, but then now here lately it's been like one of my hot items, topics.
It's so valuable.
I feel that for my dog, Roxy, Maury, Bear, Scout, Concho,
Sully.
Rue, any of those dogs, Jody Dog Rio, you could take them dogs anywhere probably and drop them off and they can throw them in a kennel and they'd be okay,
Yep.
you know. Scout, now he'd be a little pissy for a minute or two, but he'd
Yeah.
be okay.
Yep.
So for me, the difference in kenneling dogs is especially with the COVID shit going on, people have their dogs with them 24/7 because a lot of times they're working in the house and their job's in the home on a computer rather than going to a work location. So their dogs see them 24/7. Like today, the weatherman this morning says it's going to rain really hard or it's not going to rain. Me, I geared up this morning. I always get up in a good mood. I think it's just a waste of life and breath if you wake up in a bad mood.
Yeah.
So I always get up in a good mood. People change it or they try hard, and they got to try hard because it's not easy to piss me off early in the morning. But I feel that when you get up in the morning and you start your day, everything's fast-paced. Your dog's fast-paced because he wants to go out and you don't want to go out yet because you want to drink one more cup of coffee, whatever the case is. Your dog looks out the window and he's like, man, the sun's shining, it's so pretty outside and I'm stuck in the house. So for me, why not have a kennel, an outdoor kennel, a nice one? I mean, you can have whatever. I started out with kennels that was like 4 foot wide and 12 feet long. I've had 6 foot wide kennels, 12 feet long, and I learned that the dog just run and tear up shit. And so I've shortened and narrowed my kennels up now. My big kennels are like, what are they, 4 foot wide, 6 foot deep, I think.
Yeah.
And that's big enough for any dog that we have. Our dogs are not coming here to go to the Hilton.
No.
They're coming here because they're going to boot camp because they're a turd.
Yeah.
So we make sure they have a nice enough kennel, a big enough kennel. They've all got canine ballistic beds up off the floor, so they got really good beds. They got good water. And if I go in, I don't know how the rest of you do it. It looks kind of chaotic when I see y'all putting dogs up. But just hold on, don't defend yourself yet. Me, in the morning, if I go to the kennels and if I let 20 dogs out, when I come in the kennels, I bring all my dogs in and I shut the back door. And I start at the 13th kennel and I go all the way through my line and put dogs up. And I go to the B row and C row and put my dogs up. I don't have to go from 13 kennel to number 1 kennel to number 9 kennel to number 4 kennel because I'm catching a dog. The majority of the time now, unless we've just moved a dog, they will just, for me, they normally go to their kennel door and wait for me to open them. It's just me. If y'all are there helping me, they're like, hey man, it's going to be fun today because we can just be stupid. And they are. I don't know how it works for you. But I think for me, on kenneling dogs, like Mariah said, there's a huge difference. And I think Mariah's learned a lot too about dogs. I mean, she knew dogs already. She lives in the country and stuff. But I feel it's really valuable to a dog to be able to go outside and lay, especially if you got your kennels where they can have sun and shade.
Yeah.
So they can lay in the sun if they want. They get hot, they can go over in the shade or whatever, you know. But this stuff about dogs got to live between, what is it, I don't know, 66 degrees and 75 degrees or whatever. I don't think that's really necessary.
No.
We create those monsters with our dogs. But killing, I feel, your dog, several things it does. One thing is it'll learn to calm your dog.
Yep.
It's just like barrel work. For me, I can take a hyper dog that's being bad, that's good on a barrel, and tell him to get on the barrel, and he'll get on the barrel and lay down and go to sleep.
Yeah.
So that's his time to check out. He's done. I don't
Yeah.
have nothing to go to sleep. So I feel kennels are the same way. Rather than that dog being laying here by my side, staring at me while I'm on my computer or doing my Facebook Live, there's nothing wrong with that dog being there with you if they can be with you and behave. But when you get these dogs 24/7, it's like going down the road in a car and your dog's like from the back seat to the front seat, the middle seat, and the floorboards. My dogs don't never ride in the cars anyway. Well, they ride in the back of my trucks, but even Jody's dogs, Trin and Rio, they rode in the back. They rode in the back seat of a truck for years. They stayed in the back seat. You didn't see them running from side to side of the truck. They got in there and laid down or sat down there and looked out the window or whatever, you know. But they relaxed in there. And that, for me, that's why kennel training is so important. Crate training, you know, same thing, or place them on a barrel or a bed or a piece of pillow or a dog blanket or whatever. But it is huge. I feel it's a really important part of a dog's life is to teach them to be crated, kenneled, and put in a place and they can behave.
Yeah.
Anything to add to that now?
I feel like the dogs really enjoy it, and it gives them the option to just clock off. Scout can be laying in the middle of the living room, and if the cats are doing something, he's like, "Oh, should I go check that out?" should I go check that out? He hears another noise and he's looking around. If I say kennel, I don't close the door. I just send him to his kennel. He just passes out. He's like, all right, I guess I don't have to babysit the cats anymore. I can just go to bed.
And he's off duty.
He is, yeah.
And
He's off the clock. He's chilling.
And that's the hard thing for people to understand is dogs just need that.
And sometimes he'll go over there and if the door's shut,
He'll open it.
he'll open it and put himself in. He just likes to clock out.
Jody's dog Rio done that a few times. She'd go out there when she lived outdoor kennel. She'd open her kennel door and get in there and her kennel door was shut. It's like, really?
Yeah.
So they like it. I mean,
They do.
This is a good, safe place for them
Yeah.
to be. Any more questions, Brett? Mm-mm. So, I don't even know what time it is.
You got
6:40.
9? Oh, yeah, 6:41. I almost said 9. What the heck?
9.
So, for me, I want to touch a little bit on dog food. The reason I'm touching on dog food is I feel sometimes dog food, some people, and I don't want to step on toes or diss nobody because I don't care. It's not my business. I'm not a nutritionist by no means. I'm not a veterinarian. We do bird vet. We swear by them. I mean, they do great work. They always treat us good. But I feel sometimes people chase dog foods to find the perfect dog food rather than going to somebody else. And I feed Black Gold. I never make no bones about it. I've fed it for years. Had great luck. Me and you talked about changing my dog food. Dari tried to talk to me about that for, I don't know, 18 years or whatever, 20 years I've known her.
Yeah.
But I've never had trouble with it. And I mean, it's not cheap as dog food. You can go buy other dog food a lot cheaper than Black Gold.
Mm-hmm.
And Black Gold has all kinds of dog food too. They don't just have the one I feed. They got salmon and rice and chicken and turkey, beef, I don't know, whatever the hell brands of dog food you have. But I feel sometimes people just keep chasing it. Like I said, they change their dog food and their dog don't do good, so they change it next week and their dog don't do good. And I don't think dogs are like humans,
Mm-hmm.
We can eat different things, but at the same time, like if you go or not eat dairy, which, I laid off of milk and bread and stuff different times in my life, and I was good. But once I went back and ate some 2 or 3 months later, it about killed my ass.
Yep.
Because my
Yep.
body's not used to it.
Yep.
You got to fight it,
Yep.
And the same thing with drinking pop. I don't hardly drink no soda no more. And when I do drink one, it kicks my butt, just because
Yeah.
I'm not used to it.
Yep.
So I feel with dogs, maybe dog stomachs is more sensitive, by what they can eat. But I don't know how much of it is in our own minds is what we can feed our dog and what we can't.
Mm-hmm.
My cow dogs, forever, there was times we'd get on a roll, we'd feed them our bones from beef or pork after we ate ribs,
Mm-hmm.
We'd feed them our T-bones after we ate steak, chicken. Knock on wood, I never had a dog get sick from it.
Mm-hmm.
Never had to take a dog and get a sliver took out of him. I had to over wood, eating wood, but not on bones. And not saying to feed your dog bones, because it's just, I don't know, Kay had a problem with it here a while back, feeding the big knuckle bones. So anything like that could be bad. And Mari and Roxy and Bear, they don't get nothing but Black Gold and sticks. Roxy and Mari eats a lot of sticks. Bear, he don't eat sticks. I think he's too old. But will I feed them treats? Yes, there's a whole box of them in there. Somebody brought us a big old box of milk bones or something.
Yeah.
One of these days I got to start feeding them so we can get rid of them. But I feel that we over worry about our dog food.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you got a dog that's allergic, like Blue and Cass, Blue's allergic to other dog food. Now, you don't want to feed him the wrong dog food.
Correct. Yeah.
He'll turn purple
Yeah.
and start
Yeah.
hyperventilating. So there is a lot of difference, and I'm not telling nobody to go switch your dog food to mine or any other brand. I'm just saying I think sometimes that if you got your dog a little bit more exercise,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes you treat your dog like a dog and you feed them like a dog, they'll start acting like a dog.
Yeah.
But they need those ingredients.
Yeah.
If you skip one out, I think sometimes it makes it hard, especially the exercise part of it. The guy today, we put dogs on treadmills. We've been putting Luna
Yeah.
and
Rue.
Rue on treadmills. And Luna went right to it, Rue not so much. But I think it's a great option for people that don't want to go walking their dogs You know, 4, 5, or 10 times a day when it's raining across
Yeah.
the and 38 degrees.
Yeah.
Put them on a treadmill and have a glass of beer or wine or
Yeah.
iced tea or whatever.
Yeah.
And the dogs will have fun because of the fact they're getting to go somewhere.
And do some research and figure out how much your kind of dog, how much exercise they actually want and need.
Yes. and
Some
lot of
dogs
times
need
your
a lot
dog
and
will
some
tell
dogs
you,
don't.
You know?
Yeah.
Like Luna, she just bounces and plays out there on the playground, and then
Yeah.
once she's laying down snoring.
Passed out. Yeah.
I'm done.
Looking for the sun.
I've got
Yeah.
enough. And that's the biggest thing is, even with the breed of dog, you know, I don't think you can buy this breed of dog and expect it to exercise the same as the last 15 dogs in that breed did.
Right.
You know, I think
Yeah.
sometimes it depends on us too, how
Yeah.
hyper we are or whatever. But still, the bottom line, like you said, is figure out what your dog needs for exercise and get him exercise.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of ways to do it. Playing ball, frisbee, throwing sticks, take them swimming, run them on a treadmill, let them run around the farm following your four-wheeler like Rio does.
Yeah.
She follows Jody part of the time in the gator and part of the time she rides. So
Yeah.
it's up to her whether she wants to run or walk. Jody always stops and asks her if she wants to ride sometimes. Nope. And sometimes, yep. And she'll ride for a while and she'll bail out and take off running. So,
Yeah.
question, Brett?
No
You got any
question.
topics tonight?
Rochelle just said Chevy loves to be outside.
She does love to be outside.
Thanks for your help last weekend, by the way.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. Neighbors up here bragging about today how much that trail was cleaned up, so it's pretty fun.
She says ball is life for Chevy. And then Sherry says we should take Fez swimming. Or we take Fez swimming a bunch.
Oh,
That's
wow.
what she says.
Take what?
They take Fez swimming.
Somebody just said yesterday, was that you talking about how
Fezzy.
the dog should swim?
Yeah, I didn't know that. No.
Oh, maybe it's Kay or somebody.
Yeah.
They was talking about that dog should swim because those dogs swim, I guess.
And she said they take him swimming all the time.
Yeah. But I mean the breed. I guess
I didn't know
swims.
that. Huh?
Not either. He got to swim, he couldn't sink. Got too much hair. Too much hair. But for me, I can't believe how much that dog runs and plays.
He does. Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
He's
At first, he
bouncy.
didn't want to run much.
Yeah,
He's
no.
like, I just soon lay down and watch. But now he's already running, and he's eating good now. You know, he
Yeah.
didn't eat very good for a while, but now he's eating really good. So it's fun to see these dogs change over time. And I still feel that if you buy a puppy and you learn that he has 4 legs, not a baby, you start training him that way, he'll be acting like a dog.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see George's dog, that Maury pup. Kay said that dog is just like a rock star. Kay's a financial guy.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
He took it to heart to make a cool dog, and I guess he's done it.
Cool.
I haven't seen it yet now. One person's cool ain't the same as another person's cool. I see people's got a cool dog, and he'll jump up and lay in their lap and get mud all over them, look at their face, and bite their hand, and they're still cool to them, so everybody has their own opinion of cool. I don't know. I think I'm about good.
Yeah, me
I'm going
too.
to go pop my feet up.
I got some driving to do.
You got some dogs to take care of, too. Ain't your night tonight?
It is.
You going to get Brett to help you?
Yeah.
Carrie ain't going to come up.
I know.
She's resting. I think she's had a long week. So, before we bail, we'll look through my notes.
Sherry also says he is a super active pup. And yes, Newfoundlands have webbed feet. So,
Oh, interesting.
and then she said, "See you on Friday."
Yay.
One of my things is dogs. One of the questions I have here that I throw out is: does dogs learn better in a pack or alone?
Depends on what you're doing or what level they're at, right?
Yes, but I go back to if you can get them with a good pack, it's always better
Yeah.
because then you can always teach.
Yeah.
And for me, that's one of our things is here. People always ask us, how many hours a day you train them a dog? It's like, no, it's not really. It's minutes.
Yeah.
But the girls were out, Jocelyn and Mariah, and just dumping rain this season with like 20 dogs on the playground. I finally went out and I even told the guy I was training that dog, I can't remember his name now. He's coming in Monday boarding ring, but I'm like, man, I think them girls are still out there.
Yeah, they were.
And so I opened the back, I said, hang on, I opened the back door. I was going to tell them to get their butt in the barn, but they were already coming in. They're like, we're coming in. But to me, that's where our dogs get such valuable learning, is in a pack and have to behave.
Mm-hmm.
And then we always take them in, and train on them with leashes and take them out
Yeah.
in the woods and stuff. But when you can put them with a pack that is good, you can
Yeah.
teach them, I think, a lot faster. They learn a lot faster. But the other day with Bodie, Suzanne was asking me why he was so weird with Milo.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's because Milo's not stable.
Yeah.
That dog, if he was had to walk on a beam, he couldn't make it. He'd be falling off. He's
Yeah.
just not balanced right now.
Yeah.
But he's getting better every day. So for me, with a pack, I would go, because I feel with a pack you can do anything. But if you don't have a pack, it's hard to do what you need.
It's way harder.
So,
Yeah.
What if I want to teach two dogs, but one is challenging? For me, it goes back to the challenging dog. To me, is usually a more fun dog for me, just because they're a little bit stubborner dog. But I go back to, I showed somebody here a while back in the training. If I got a really cool dog that'll sit stay or barrel stay or whatever, a lot of times I'll put that dog in that position while I train on a challenging dog, because I'm making both dogs better at the same time. I'm getting my barrel dog to learn
Yeah.
to stay, even though my challenging dog being crazy.
Yeah.
So I can use that challenging dog to make my good dog better.
Yeah.
So for me, it's always fun. If you just had all really good dogs to train, it wouldn't be much fun.
No.
Carrie said Lurch has made a huge stride forward after hanging out with the packs on Saturdays.
That's awesome.
Huge win. And then Crystal said being with a good group of dogs has definitely been huge for Boston.
Boston.
And for me too.
Yeah.
And that's my big thing is with Boston. It's so fun. And to see
There's a
him.
cow in the garden.
No.
Not kidding.
Yeah, not kidding.
Away you gotta go. Y'all have a good evening.
Thanks for listening to the Marvin Pierce Dog Teacher podcast. If you found this information helpful, we suggest following even more of our dog training tips and resources on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Just search